Hi there, Neil from the New Zealand Cheese School back again. Today I'm going to talk about using different milks for cheese making: cow, sheep, goat and buffalo. And I'll highlight some of the differences and things to look out for when using different milks. I've had the good fortune over a number of years to have made cheese from all of those milks, and the way they behave can be quite different. These observations I'm making today are going to be fairly general because within each type of milk there can be so much variation, and so one milk may behave like another, but these comments are what you would generally find in most cases. If we compare the other milks to cow's milk and use cow's milk as a standard because it's the most common, then goat's milk has the lowest solids or more water and thus yields the least amount of cheese. As a milk, it's much more expensive than cow's milk and gives less cheese, and therefore to make a profit from goat's milk cheese, it's better to make a softer, higher moisture cheese or even a fresh cheese which can be converted into money much quicker. This helps explain why goat's milk cheeses are typically more expensive than their cow's milk equivalents. During cheese making, goat's milk curds tend to lose their whey on moisture more readily than cow's milk, and also need less starter culture than cow's milk. Sheep and buffalo milk, on the other hand, are quite the opposite to goat's milk. They are quite rich and creamy and both yield about twice as much cheese as their goat's milk equivalents. They behave in a very similar manner to each other. Again, they can be quite costly milks to buy, and this also makes these cheeses quite expensive. Buffalo and sheep milk curds can be very firm because basically the animals have done a job of taking water out and pre-concentrated the milk. And so they don't give off a lot of whey when you start making the cheese compared to goat's milk, for example. They typically need more starter culture added to the recipe because they're much more dense and rich, and this helps slow the starter cultures down. So you need more to be able to get the same activity, maybe up to 1/3 more starter culture than for cow's milk. My final observation is that of colour. Now beta-carotene is the yellow pigment which is found in grass, and whenever an animal eats grass, they take in the beta-carotene. Now sheep, goats and buffalo convert that beta-carotene, the yellow colour, into vitamin A, thus reducing it to white, whereas cows don't, so they retain the yellow colour, which is fat soluble and remains in the milk fat, giving us that lovely golden rich colour of our cheeses. And by the way, lovely rich yellow butter. Cheers.